our first topic, which is about Mufasa, the Lion King, which is being directed by Barry Jenkins, who did Moonlight, the Oscar award-winning movie. And
heard it's very good.
I haven't seen it. I feel ashamed.
I haven't either.
I feel
agree.
like I shouldn't even be, I shouldn't be allowed to have a podcast about movies, considering I haven't seen all the Oscar-nominated movies, but here we are. And so this trailer came out, and it's a prequel to the live-action Lion King, quote-unquote live-action Lion King that came out in 2019. And you guessed it, it's about Mufasa, Simba's dad.
Because it's called Mufasa the Lion King.
The Lion King, which I'm not going to lie, like, maybe it should have just been called Mufasa, because, like, the Lion King is Simba.
Well, but he'll become the Lion King.
I know, but, like, don't you think, like, it's like, what? Anyways.
Yeah, sure.
So I think because of the voice casting on here, which if we go down to it, Seth Rogen's back, Billy Eichner is back as Pumbaa and Timon.
Donald Glover and Beyonce are back.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like you said, Donald Glover and Beyonce's daughter, which
Blue Ivy. Okay.
I'm guessing that's probably,
I think that's so
like
basically
Simba and Nala.
Right from
what's her name?
Simba and Nala. You got
Nala.
it.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard about the movie is that basically it starts off in like as a sequel to the first movie, where they're like telling the story of Mufasa to, I think, their daughter Kiara is her name.
Yeah.
And so I don't know like how much of the movie is going to be about them. I mean, for them to return seems pretty substantial. Like they're pretty prominent actors and celebrities, and
it gives me the feeling of the Princess Bride, where it's like, well, this is a book that I read to your father when he was about your age.
Yeah.
And then they interject. They're like, wait, what happened? He's like, well, I was going to finish the story. Or
I would love that too. If that's not like kind of resembling what I'm thinking of like Princess Bride, but like as the story is going on and like as each interruption goes or each interruption happens, like more people from the cast or like more animals from the cast are like crowded around, like listening to the story.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That like, it makes me think of that, or it's like, and this is ridiculous, but Godfather Part 2.
What? Okay, let me hear this.
Where there's a story being told, and I think this is unlikely, but there's a story going on with Simba, Nala, and Kiara. And then there's a separate story with Mufasa, but they all are connecting at the same time.
I think it could be that way because, like, you see in the trailer, like, Simone and I'm forgetting Timon. I mean, and Pumbaa. Yeah, okay. Those two are like there's like a little like action scene in the trailer with those two, and you're like, well, Mufasa definitely didn't meet them, so like, like what's going on there?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it feels like one of those or both.
Right. I mean, I guess if it's truly a story being told the whole time to people, then it can't really be both.
And here on the IMDb, it says Simba, having become king of the Pride Lands, is determined for his cub to follow in his paw prints, while the origins of his late father Mufasa are explored.
Yeah.
So I mean, is there like, oh, your father did this and I've come back? I don't know. And then we learn about Mufasa. I don't know how this story is going to go, but
it's interesting for sure. I guess not anything to do with the story itself, but like, I think it, like when I was watching this, I immediately was feeling like, wow, I would be so much more hype if this was like, set in the animated universe and like was actually an animated movie and brought James Earl Jones back, and I just think that is the movie I have a connection to, not this live action 2019 movie.
Right.
So yeah, and I don't I know it made a lot of money at the box office, that first one, but I don't believe it was crazily well received. I think a lot of people had a problem with how lifeless the faces looked for all the animals, because it was so photorealistic,
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll fix some of those things in this one, and people will have a better reception to it. But
yeah,
might have a bad taste in their mouth from the last one.
I don't know. I don't really know how people feel about this stuff. I mean, I think the fact that Barry Jenkins wanted to tell this story, and I know he is speaking about this movie at CinemaCon, and he had he has a lot of memories associated with the animated movie, and he had an idea for this movie. So there's something exciting about that.
Sure. And a passionate storyteller is always cool.
And full disclosure, I did not watch the quote unquote live action movie. I didn't watch it.
I didn't either.
This is just, maybe I will watch it. I don't really feel like I need to, even if I go and watch this movie. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, and I already know a bunch of the things that were changed in the live action version, and it just doesn't make me want to go see it at all, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll go and watch it if we're gonna watch this one. To be honest, it's a cool idea, but I think even though it's Barry Jenkins and whatnot, I'm not
it's hard for me to care, to be honest. It's
in a way, I'm glad that they're not just remaking one of their animated movies.
Well, I mean, they already did that, so they can't do it again, you know?
And I'm also not a huge prequel person per se.
Sure.
But it looks fine. It looks okay.
Sure. I mean, it looks as pretty as the last one.
Yeah, the animation, the CGI looks great.
Sure.
I'm not going to deny that. It looks good.
It's real animals. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but interesting concept, at least, I guess. At least.
And at least they have a good director tied to it.
Yeah. So there's hopes.
Sure. But that's coming out December 20th this year. So that's a long wait, but only 5 years from the first one. So
yeah,
not too bad.
I mean, there was a pandemic, so
yeah, no, understandable. Yeah.